Hello, YouTube divers. This is WaterDive 122, and I want to welcome you all to another episode of Bands of the Alphabet. Last time we talked about my favorite band that started with the letter P. This time we're on to the letter Q, and it's kind of a number one for a lot of people. Yes, it's obviously the band Queen. Queen is, I've mentioned Queen in another video that I talked about. But yeah, I'm not the biggest Queen fan in the world, but Queen honestly has a ton of great songs. And honestly, I can see why a lot of people like Queen a whole lot. And that's mainly due to the masterpiece of a song that is Bohemian Rhapsody, but I'll get to that song later. Of course, all the other big hits out there, you have Bicycle, Under Pressure, another one, Bites the Dust, Killer Queen, We Will Rock You / We Are the Champions. The list just goes on and on and on. And of course, Bohemian Rhapsody. Queen is one of those bands where I'm not really into, but I respect a lot of their stuff. Kind of like how I feel about Iron Maiden. I'm not crazy about Iron Maiden, but I do like a lot of their stuff. And also, Queen has one of my favorite vocalists of all time, and pretty much almost everybody's favorite vocalist of all time. That is the legendary and the late Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury is, without a doubt, a top 5 vocalist for me. I might make a video on that soon. But his voice is just so flippin' amazing. And pretty much Queen was already cemented as a classic band, even after Freddie's death. And really, it's all the albums that Queen did with Freddie Mercury that I care about the most. I don't really come back to the albums that Freddie Mercury was not on, if Queen even did any more albums after his death, but I'm not sure. But honestly, there's no replacing Freddie Mercury. And then on top of that, you got Brian May on guitar, John Deacon on bass, and Roger Taylor on the drums, who also helped Mercury with some singing on a couple of Queen songs. So there you go. So when it comes to my favorite album by Queen, I think I would have to go with the 1975 album Night at the Opera. Night at the Opera is a really amazing album simply because it has freaking Bohemian Rhapsody on it. And here's where I will talk about Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody, as everyone knows, is a freaking masterpiece. I mean, do I even need to explain it? It is so flippin' iconic. And there is honestly not a song that is as unique and that shows off Freddie Mercury's voice on any Queen song, in my opinion, than Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody is without a doubt the best Queen song, in my opinion. I know a lot of people might go for their other big hits, or maybe even some of their non-hits, like non-singles. But overall, I would definitely have to go with Bohemian Rhapsody as my favorite Queen song. Like, literally, the first time when I heard this song, Bohemian Rhapsody, I was like, okay, Queen, you freaking rock. Because before that I had heard, like, We Will Rock You so many times, and I just kind of got tired of that song. Then I would hear another one, Bites the Dust, like, every now and then, like, on the radio or something like that. And then when this came on, ooh, my gosh, the solo by Brian May is amazing. Roger Taylor does great drumming. John Deacon, amazing on bass. And then Freddie Mercury on vocals on piano. Yeah. What more can I say? Bohemian Rhapsody is an absolute masterpiece. And with that said, Queen takes my favorite band that starts with the letter Q. So let's talk about the honorable mentions. Now, when it comes to the honorable mentions, again, I'm kind of familiar with 2 of these bands, but one of these bands I'm not really. So my runner-up was Queensryche. Yes, one of the amazing progressive metal bands that created Operation Mindcrime. Operation Mindcrime is without a doubt one of the most important prog metal albums, and, you know, it's a concept album. Geoff Tate does a really good job of singing on here, but really, I haven't really heard a lot of Queensryche material, so I'll get back to them soon. Who knows? But both the Operation Mindcrime albums, I definitely want to check those albums out. So there you go. So the second honorable mention goes to Quiet Riot. Quiet Riot is basically one of the pioneers of what I consider to be party glam metal, like Def Leppard and probably Van Halen-ish, and Motley Crue, and a lot of other bands like that. And of course, this was the first band that Randy Rhoads played in, as far as I'm concerned. I know he was in this band before he joined Ozzy's band. Come On, Feel the Noise, one of the most iconic metal songs ever. And of course, Bang Your Head is probably my favorite Quiet Riot song. Who knows? And then finally, the final honorable mention goes to Queens of the Stone Age. Now, this was the honorable mention that I'm not familiar with, but again, it was kind of hard for me to pick 3 honorable mentions when it came down to the wire. So, kind of just had to put Queens of the Stone Age in just to kind of fill her in. But, you know, I have heard one song by Queens of the Stone Age. I can't really remember what it's called, but it's flippin' amazing. And I might get into Queens of the Stone Age a little bit more. Like with Queensryche, I need to jump into more of that progressive hard rock, progressive metal type of thing. I mean, I'm already into Rush, who, well, just wait until we get into another video. So, with that said, Queen is my favorite band that starts with the letter Q. And with that, and tomorrow we'll be going over my favorite band that starts with the letter R. So stay tuned for that. So thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterDive122 signing out, ready to dive into more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.